My travel plans were never really defined, but I just love going to new countries. So I came to the Philippines 2 years ago and fell in love with the place and the girl. My marketing skills became my career in running my marketing agency, and that allows me to run my agency remotely so I can fulfill my passion and travel. Specifically for Philippines, I love the people. They're the most friendly in the world, and anyone that's been here will say that. I think Filipinos just enjoy to have fun a lot.
Tom, thanks so much for taking your time. So can you just tell a bit about yourself and why you're here in the Philippines?
Sure, so it's kind of a long story to go through everything. Essentially, I grew up in the middle of the countryside in the UK. Not much internet. A life very apart from anything digital, anything computer. And then when I was 14, I got into making websites, got more into marketing, and essentially what happened is my marketing skills became my career in running my marketing agency, and that allows me to run my agency remotely so I can fulfill my passion and travel. So I came to the Philippines 2 years ago and fell in love with the place and the girl, and so yeah, that's kind of my base in the Philippines.
Did you had maybe other countries you were thinking, did you met your girlfriend before you arrived, or?
No, I met my girlfriend. Yeah, I came to the Philippines and I met my girlfriend, and at the time I had just been traveling a bit around Asia. I was actually DJing in Bangkok, and then I came to Manila for 2 weeks just to see what it's like, and then yeah, my travel plans were never really defined, but I just love going to new countries. So that's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And I don't know, I would have probably spent less time in the Philippines if I hadn't met my girlfriend here, but there's so much to discover. It's like an amazing place. So I'm happy to be here a lot of the time.
And how old are you now?
24.
24. So did you graduate from university?
Yeah, so I met my girlfriend 2017 on like Easter break from university. Unfortunately, had to go back do my exams, and then I flew back out here after graduating. So yeah, I did graduate. Yeah.
So but you started hustling, like I assume, like when you were still at the beginning of university, right?
I started making money from stuff, loads of different things when I was like about 14, 15. Mm-hmm. I had actually loads of small, tiny companies like selling clothes and like doing photography and different things. But then like whilst I was at university, my marketing agency, like, I guess, built itself without me really thinking about it, getting bigger clients and stuff like that. So when I went to university, everyone was talking about networking, and I hated that phrase because I thought what it meant was like, if you had like family friends or like, people in higher places, yeah, you could just talk to them and get your foot in the door somewhere that you maybe didn't deserve. And I'd seen that happen with a lot of my friends, and I didn't really have I didn't have any good connections. And so when I kept hearing networking, I was like, that's a stupid phrase, whatever. But what I realized about networking is you meet people that like teach you stuff and give you ideas. Yeah. But not like, I learned so much from you today just talking. Maybe you learned something from me.
Oh, of course.
But we're not like teaching each other. Yeah, we're just talking about our own experiences, yeah, and then I'm going to go away more knowledgeable. Yeah. And for me, that was the crazy thing with this whole networking thing. It just means meeting people and like learning new things or discovering new opportunities.
Yeah, it's the same for me when I was in US. Like I learned so many other people. I see what they're doing. Like, okay, they're doing this, it's working. I should probably get some of the information for myself. And also, we actually met at the Hustle Call at that conference, which I was speaking to.
I saw you and I was like, I've seen you on YouTube. And you were like, it's funny, oh, who's this stalker guy?
Yeah, it's because I've seen the vlog from Manila, the very first one, which went viral. Yeah. Other ones are not as popular yet, maybe, but we'll see. YouTube is always a slow thing. So you're public speaking now as well. You actually done a lot of public speaking gigs and travel Asia. What is your, like, how is the experience so far? What are you trying to gain from it as well?
So in terms of trying to gain, I haven't really tried very hard to get any speaking myself. It all came because people invited me or heard about me and thought I could speak at their event, which is really awesome because I just had no plans to do it, right? And so when I've started doing it, I realized I can get a lot better, but also I really love it. I can see it helps people sometimes, and so I want to do more of it.
So like in terms of what do you do, for example, what is your main, so you're running digital marketing, so what exactly, which services do you offer?
So basically, we offer full stack marketing, anything to do with digital marketing. But our main niche and the main reason people come to us is to help with their paid advertising. And that's across everything. Of course, Facebook and Instagram is massive, Google's massive, including YouTube. YouTube's really powerful for advertising and people aren't using it enough. And then, of course, all the other platforms like Snapchat, Twitter, Reddit, Pinterest, native advertising, of course. Anywhere online where you're paying for ads, we help companies run those campaigns.
So how do you like find those clients? Do you just focus on Asia or all over the world?
Very much not focusing on Asia because I was doing this a long time before I was like staying in Asia full time. A lot of our clients are in US, Canada, UK, around Europe, and then also everywhere else. Quite a while ago, I realized a cool way to find clients is to look for people who are looking to hire an intern and say to them, look, you don't have to pay a full-time salary for an intern. You can just hire me as freelance and I can do all of this work better than an intern would because I already know how to implement these campaigns. So I went to Angel.co in the US and got a load of clients in the US doing that. It was awesome because I already knew how to do well for these companies rather than them having to train an intern. Plus, they were probably paying less overall because I was just like freelancing, not full time, and so that went really well. And from then on, pretty much all clients have come from recommendations and referrals. So I really need. It's funny, like I run a marketing agency, but I don't really do my own marketing very much. For example, this speaking is probably the biggest marketing I've done for myself, but we've had a constant flow of clients from referrals and recommendations. Which is really awesome.
Yeah,
but,
of course. I mean,
of course, I want to diversify.
Yeah. How you like build your team, or you handle everything yourself, and you're like overwhelmed, or you delegate?
Yeah. So I never wanted to build like a full-time team in an office because I love traveling, being remote, and I also want to. Anyone that works with me, I want them to have that ability as well, even though it can pose challenges sometimes. So I've always used people as independent contractors, very much on a project-based system. So like I had a client this time last year who needed new graphics every day. So I hired a guy from Ireland actually, and he was doing all these graphics for me every day. And yeah, he wasn't a full-time employee, he was an independent contractor, and that's just an example of how I like to work with people. But now I'm looking to bring people who are more full-time into the business. They can still be remote. I'm talking with the girls soon about becoming basically the full strategy and campaign manager and take that kind of weight off my shoulders because that's daily tasks for me for every client. For every client, I'm checking things. Some is very easy, like, oh yeah, still doing well. Some is like, okay, this audience, we need to change it, we need whatever. And so I'm looking to have someone a little bit more full-time to do that stuff.
How, like, until now, I guess now you're like trying to base your team as well, but until now, how you were able to control those people, like when you had someone like from Ireland helping you, someone from, I don't know, Germany help, how you're like managing them? What are maybe tools you do use?
I mean, in terms of tools, Slack is a great tool for like messaging communication. I think one thing, I'm not sure if this is good advice or not, but I think I overpay slightly with everyone I've worked with. And I think that's good because that's making sure that they don't run off and, you know, work with someone else or whatever, start their own thing. But I have struggled sometimes with a lot of Filipino VAs because I think, let's say they're running some advertising campaigns for some of my bigger clients. they probably can't go away and get the bigger clients themselves, but they can go away and get a couple smaller clients that will pay them less and whatever, but they're going to be able to use the skills they've learned from working with me to run these smaller accounts. I had a problem with that like 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago, but now I think I'm able to keep people working for me a lot easier.
Yeah, so what is your, like, I don't know, like ultimate goal? For example, okay, you want to run an agency, but what's like, at the end of the day, you want to have?
I hate this question so much. I don't know my ultimate goal. The things that make me feel happiest is traveling, seeing new places, and doing marketing and getting amazing results, especially when I exceed what I thought we were going to do, right? So right now, I am looking to scale my personal brand slowly, but really I want to make my agency as automated as possible so that I can disappear for 2 weeks and everything is running like clockwork.
Yeah. And are you planning to come back to UK or anytime, or you really like here and you want to continue?
I mean, I don't see myself as full-time living in the Philippines. I've spent like 1 year of the last 2 years here. So I want to keep traveling. For example, we were talking about going to South America for 6 months, a year, whatever. Yeah, but I do love Asia. I feel like Asia's always going to be where I come back to. But yeah, of course I'm going to go back to the UK now and again. But I lived there for like, 20 years of my life, so I've seen a lot of it. So, yeah.
What do your parents, I'm just like wondering, what do your parents say all about all your traveling? Do they like say, okay, Tom, it's good, keep going, or they're like, no, you should come back? Are they supporting you in this?
Yeah, they're supportive. I think I think one thing is at least they didn't understand that it's like a thing you can do.
Yeah.
I think that they thought, you go to university, you get a job, you work for someone. I think they knew I was always entrepreneurial, but I don't think they expected me to be like, okay, I'm kind of gonna go and live in Asia now. So yeah, but actually I went back there for three weeks over Christmas, and yeah, I miss my parents a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean,
they should come live in the Philippines.
Like, why Philippines? What do you find different here and I don't know, UK, for example, or just what do you love about this country?
Well, in the UK you don't get the blue sky, so that's great. No, I fell in love with Asia when I first came here. I love the warm weather. I love to be able to get to a beach and just relax.
Even though we're in the pants and this, it doesn't mean that it's cold, because it's very cold inside usually with the air conditioning, but it's pretty hot.
Yeah, I always wear shorts. The only reason I'm not wearing shorts today is because my girlfriend put them all in the laundry. So yeah, I had to wear pants. But no, specifically for Philippines, I love the people. They're the most friendly in the world, and anyone that's been here will say that. I love the islands. I love the fact that it's pretty easy to travel and live wherever you want. Easy, including the fact that it's quite cheap. Yeah. Should I talk about things I don't like so much?
Yeah, say what you don't like.
Something I miss from living in, I wouldn't say the West, but just other countries, is the food's not quite up to our standards. It's a little bit, in Manila you can find nice places, but especially in the provinces, you're going to be eating a lot of fat when you eat meats. Especially, they love pork here, and I like pork, but their pork is like 60% fat, and I don't like that. Yeah. So
I mean, a lot of sauces, like they put a lot of sauces. I mean, typically the food it's not for everyone. Like I can't say I'm the huge fan, but I don't want to say bad things, because like some things are good, some things it's normal. Like,
well, what I find in Philippines right now for many industries is, I've only been here for 2 years and I've seen a massive difference in those 2 years. So for example, the internet used to suck quite a lot. I struggled a lot, especially the first 2 weeks I was here. And in the last year especially, it's amazing. Coverage has got so much better on mobile especially.
I noticed that too, on mobile as well. Yeah. I noticed that too.
And then the food here as well. You see new shops and restaurants popping up everywhere. You see people getting way more interested in healthy lifestyle, way more people joining the gym. It's like all these trends going towards a more positive future. And the one I've seen recently is way more people interested in the environment. There's loads of movements, especially by younger people, to be much more environmentally friendly, which is amazing because there's a lot of trash and litter in certain places, not in BGC.
Yeah,
This is the best place probably in the Philippines.
But this is a special place
This
as
is
well.
a special place.
It's not like this everywhere. It's
Yeah,
a very
exactly.
special place.
It can get quite dirty, a lot of plastic, and so there's a big movement to start using, environmentally friendly straws, not plastic, bags that are better. So basically, a lot of the bad stuff I find in the Philippines is improving so fast, and that makes me excited. People are very open-minded here, which is funny because it's a Catholic country.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say a lot of people practice completely Catholic though. But yeah, people are super open-minded about that stuff. I think Filipinos just enjoy to have fun a lot. So they're less caring of, what they look like, how they sound to other people, which I love personally. Whereas like, for example, in the UK, a lot more people they'll be like worried about how they look a lot more, like have all those stresses, which I find unnecessary. So I enjoy that about the.
I mean, it's like also like jokes, for example. Like sometimes, like I don't know, in UK and Russia, like you don't know if the people are gonna like laugh or not. But here, people are like so nice. They're like smiley, laughing, and you're just like getting to that vibe. So I think that's also good. I actually like enjoy. These 2 weeks it's been productive the most for me because just meeting so many people like you as well, and just really socializing, being more comfortable with myself as well, recording those stories. So. Definitely I find it useful, and so before when I were coming here, I was not really familiar with the area like BGC, Makati. What you can say, for example, people should look for when they come. Let's say here they're like us, like nomads or just traveling freelancers. Where they should stay? What maybe options they should look for? Hotels or I don't know.
So I would say if you're just traveling, don't spend too much time in Manila because there's over 7,500 islands in the Philippines, and yeah, I'm never going to visit everyone, unfortunately, but there's so much to discover.
Yeah, and watch Tom's Instagram, please. Watch
my stories for inspiration.
I saw your highlights, man. This is amazing. Like you've been everywhere on the islands, and it just looks amazing. So yeah, good point about
it's amazing. The first time I came to Philippines, I only stayed in Manila, and I was like, great. And then when I came back here, I explored more other places, and I was like, oh my god, this country is incredible. Yeah. But in terms of like where you should stay for being a digital nomad, I would also say many places now in the Philippines you can get good mobile data, and usually you can get good enough Wi-Fi. So there is a lot of places you can travel to. In Manila, the main areas to stay are Makati and BGC for foreigners. Makati is you'll feel a lot more of the culture of the Philippines. It's quite busy. A lot of the parties happen there. Exciting place, especially at night. You get some crazy stuff like midget boxing. BGC is a newer area, super clean. They're trying to make it really green. There's a lovely high street. A lot of families live here. A lot of people bring in their company offices here. The most expensive place in the Philippines, but it's a super nice vibe. If you ever get too much of a culture shock, you can come to BGC to relax a bit. Yeah.
Because for a lot of people they're coming for first time, they're afraid like where should stay, if it's safe or not. Because I read a lot, they were saying like Philippines is one of the most dangerous countries. But it's actually, I wouldn't say it's the most dangerous countries. If you come to BGC, you will see it's like, I don't know, for me it reminds like, I don't know, US maybe, some sort of mix, big streets, people friendly, and everything is modern. So come here, then you can stay in other places, or ask Tom as well, he knows like everything.
Sure, ask me. But I would like to add another point. So in terms of like danger, I think that the danger rating is a little bit too high, simply because there was some issues with extremists in the south of the Philippines, and that's basically been some instances where people got kidnapped, foreigners got kidnapped, I think some journalists as well. So some islands in the south, like it's impossible you would ever be allowed to go there anyway. But now the extremists are like, there's hardly any of them, if any, anymore. The government cracked down and got rid of them. So the Philippines has become a lot safer because of that. And also here, if I drop my wallet on the floor I'm gonna get a phone call, or I'll be able to ask the embassy if they got my stuff handed in or something. 100%. People, you've left your wallets in taxis, whatever, they're gonna return it, most likely.
You had that case like that?
No, but my friends did it twice in like the space of 2 weeks. I left my phone as well when I stood up, and some woman gave it to me. I've heard of nothing bad like that happening. In the UK or the US, if you leave something, someone's gonna take it. And it's funny because a phone can be worth a lot to someone here, but they would
like
still...
a full-time salary could be here.
They would have their heart would tell them to return it, and that's amazing.
Yeah, I think that's so important. Like, people are loyal here. I feel it as well. Maybe I haven't experienced a lot of a bad side. Hopefully I won't, but you should always be prepared and ready, and also look for your belongings. And I mean, in every country should be like that.
Yeah.
I think it's just normal things. Yeah. Airbnb, hotel, or
Airbnb, 100%.
Airbnb. I haven't stayed in Airbnb yet. Doesn't mean that I'm fancy or whatever, but I stay at Makati. But I'm gonna actually try Airbnb now, and I think that's good. Good option.
There's a lot of condominiums around Manila, and a lot of them are that people buy them as investment, and therefore they just put them on Airbnb to make some extra income. And you can easily rent a place for, if you want a nice 1-bedroom in a nice area, you could get that for $40 US. Honestly, you could get it for less if you tried, which is amazing. That's for a 1-bedroom. For studio, you can get it for less. Hotels, you can get much cheaper than that, but they're gonna be a lot worse. If you get a comparable Airbnb and a comparable hotel, hotels probably double the price. I rarely stay in hotels. I think they're overpriced.
Yeah, I mean, if you see $40 in Airbnb, don't be afraid that something is like wrong there. It's actually not, because the prices are cheap here, and it's I mean, I don't know compared to what cheap, but if compared to US, like Japan, they're cheap, much cheaper. So, and the deals are good. So, you know, go ahead and stay at Airbnb. By the way, you have your YouTube channel. What's happening with it? You have first video top on YouTube channel. What is it?
Well, I posted one video April or something, 2017, which was actually just before I came here. And I said I was going to start vlogging about my travel, because I'd had people pressuring me for like a year and a half to do vlogs. But I realized I don't really like vlogging. I don't want to spend my time when I'm traveling. I don't want to be vlogging, just me personally. So yeah, I didn't post anything else.
You postponed it until some time?
Yeah, postponed maybe. But I on Instagram I like post about my travels.
Yeah.
But I didn't really have I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been concentrating on growing my agency, so it's like
it's busy. I mean,
that's my focus is growing my agency, my business side. And then my other focus is traveling, seeing new places, which I share on Instagram, but I'm not like trying to push that as a thing.
YouTube is a full-time thing. You cannot just do it, and you have to really invest. We're investing so much time and travels, but not getting any views. So please share with your friends if you're watching this until that moment of the interview. But it's hard. I mean, it's just good. I mean, YouTube, I think, builds that passive in terms of the content, which you can later people will find it. They will come back to you, because from us, I see that a lot of people go to our YouTube, they see what they do, and they have more trust and credibility. So that's what I can say from my experience so far. But
it's a good place to showcase your content as well.
And you can educate as well. You can teach others as well.
A lot of my clients who have YouTube, they're like, oh, it's not growing fast, not getting many views, whatever. But it can be just a content bank. If you're educational, it's your content bank. Someone can see your Instagram post, like it, and then they might pop onto your YouTube, and then they might watch 10 hours of your YouTube, right? Binge watching all your videos, getting content from you. Then they love you, right? So, yeah, it's still super valuable.
Yeah, so don't worry about the views. The most important is the value you share, and then that's gonna stay there forever. So people, I don't know, until YouTube leaves, but it's gonna stay as long as YouTube is there. So that's definitely a good investment. And Instagram is good, man. You just share stories, you show yourself, people look here. Instagram is not #1 in Philippines. I heard Facebook is #1.
Yeah, Facebook. So Filipinos are the #1 country for the amount of time spent daily on Facebook.
Yeah, so invest your time in ads on you get more engagement.
Yeah, definitely. So there's 70 million or 80 million, 70 million at least, Facebook users, Filipinos, and many of them spend their time always on Facebook.
Always. Yeah.
Instagram is like between 10 and 20 million, which is very small, but there's massive opportunity for growth there. Because just as Facebook has grown here, Instagram's going to follow suit. So yeah, also everybody's on Facebook. Mums, dads, grandparents, everybody here is on Facebook, which I find a little bit weird.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Facebook 5 years ago or longer in the UK when mums were posting selfies of themselves by accident.
Yeah.
But no, it's massive here.
What you can suggest to like people who are just starting, people who like don't know what to do? What you will suggest? Maybe they're actually in UK from your from your hometown. What you will say to them to do?
In terms of what?
Just
if they want to,
like they want to do something, but they're like, I don't know,
like for themselves.
Yeah, for themselves. They want to enjoy it as well. They want to build their team. They want to grow their company. What some of the tips you will say?
In terms of like being able to grow something, and you will definitely agree with me on this, you just have to be really good at it, because your reviews on Fiverr are amazing, and that's one of the main reasons that you have like the amazing growth you have on Fiverr, for example. Same as for me, my main channel of new clients, like 95% of it is recommendations, referrals. My clients are saying to their friends, hey, you should talk with Tom, and he can help you with, that's massive. That makes things a lot easier, right? I don't know what position I would be in if I hadn't had that, but it would probably be a worse position. However, it would have forced me to concentrate more on marketing myself, building my personal brand, different things. So really concentrating on being good at whatever it is you do. Same as if you have a business. The talk I did on Sunday, I offered some free advertising audits for some attendees there, which I don't usually do. And they gave me access to their advertising accounts, and I was looking at them this morning. And some of them, whether or not they're doing a good attempt with the advertising, their product is not good enough.
Yeah.
Maybe it's overpriced, maybe it is a good service, but how the website explains it is horrendous. So actually having, if you're an agency, you need to have good services. If you're a business, you have to have good products, good services, because that's going to help you a lot with growth, keeping clients, bringing customers back to buy from you, all of that kind of stuff. And a lot of people don't do that, so there's a big advantage to actually be good at that.
Yeah, and make it simple as well. Like you don't need to create all these pages. Just make it simple. It's like I'm gonna do this, you're gonna get this, and you expect it in that time frame. And you have to be really passionate, because as you know, as an entrepreneur, like it's not always as nice as you see it on Instagram in reality, because it's traveling, it's fun. Of course, we have freedom, but it's also a lot of work. And
it's like I post like a photo of me traveling, and then my Instagram story will have 10 videos of me walking around the beach, driving on a motorbike, whatever it is, nice food, looks amazing. But I got up at 4 a.m, worked 3-4 hours, then did whatever you saw on Instagram, went back to my hotel room, and then worked for another load of hours, right? So I'm not posting that on Instagram because who cares about that?
It could be boring, but now they're actually people change a bit mindset. They're like trying to show, a lot of I see programmers, they show they're like coding, they're hustling.
Yeah, but programmers always show their coding because they want to be like, look, I can code, and you don't know what this means.
Yeah.
That's what I used to do when I was like building websites or little apps and stuff. I would be like, but no, I know what you're saying. Yeah. No, I want to be like that. And actually, when I was talking on Sunday, I talked a bit about being a digital nomad, and I was like, well, here's some reasons I like traveling. And I was like, but seriously, this is why travel sucks. And I went through loads of different things. And you'll find that some people think they want to be a digital nomad, whatever. And I hate that word, but people know it. But they can't, because they need some discipline or whatever it is. They can't handle the stress or like the extreme tiredness you can get sometimes and whatever.
Yeah, some people are not ready for it. So Tom, thanks so much for
worries.
that talk.
Thanks.
It was nice, and I'm sure you're gonna do well in your business. You know, you have a good mindset. If you need any help with marketing, Tom is gonna help you with that as well.
Come to me.
Yeah. I mean, we're kind of the same niche, so like I don't like to be in competition. I think we can all benefit and collaborate with each other. So you know, this is just as well a good opportunity for each and everyone.